Okay, welcome back at the Strada International Conference 2020 at the second international conference. And maybe better before we are start again this presentation, I hope that all of the participants in this group please turn on your videos because I wanna take picture together. Please for all of the participants turn on your videos.
What? What?
Okay, for all of the participants, please turn on your videos camera.
Okay.
Okay,
Itu semua.
okay, wait a minute. Okay, Mrs. Dwi Ratna, Mrs. Sefrina, Mrs. Epi, Mr. Tata, Mr. Sugeng, and then Mrs. Suharti, Mrs. Fitri Aisyah, and others. Please turn on your camera because I wanna take picture together.
Okay.
Okay, maybe we can take picture together after I count.
Okay.
Okay, please give the best. What is that? The best pose. Okay, one, two, three. Okay, once again. One, two, three. Okay. Okay, I remember again for all of the participants, please fulfill the attendance list at the Zoom column chat. Please present your attendance list with the link at the Zoom column chat. Okay, the next is presentation from Mrs. Endah Pujiati. Mrs. Endah Pujiati, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, okay, it's so clearly. For the day, Mrs. Endah Pujiati, we will bring the presentation with the title The Impact of the Knowledge Family Support and Role of the Health Worker to Behavior for Using KMS in the Public Health Center of the Ngajum Subdistrict Malang Regency. That's right, Mrs. Endah?
Right. Yes.
Okay. Please give the best presentation for today. Your time is 10 minutes. You can start for now.
Yeah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yes. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, to honorable lecturers, moderator, and all participants of Strada International Conference. In this afternoon, I will present my research with the title The Impact of Knowledge, Family Support, and Role of Health Workers to Behavior for Using GMS in the Public Health Center of Ngajum Subdistrict Malam Regency. Next. Introduction. Monitoring of children's growth and development needs to be done routinely, among others, by using the card that the name of card is Kartu Menuju Sehat or KMS. With this card, every time there are irregularities in the growth and development of children can be known as early as possible. Utilization of KMS as a tool to monitor the health and nutrition of children under 5 years old will get great benefit if it's done on all tasks in an area, but to be able to do this is not an easy one because there are many factors that influence the utilization of KMS. Next. Research purpose to know influence of knowledge, family support, and the role of health workers on the use KMS, Kartu Menuju Sehat, or KMS by the mother of children in the Ngajum community of public care. Next. Research methodology, research design, descriptive analytic with cross-sectional approach. Data collection tool, questionnaire guides. Population, mother of children in Ngajum district, with the number of respondents are 165 respondents. Sample, mother of children in Ngajum district, with the number of respondents are 117 respondents with random sampling. Variable, independence variables are knowledge, family support, and role of health workers. Dependence variable is behavior for using GMS. Next. Result. Based on the analysis using statistical tests of linear regression, there is a partial effect between knowledge of behavior in mothers on the utilization of the GMS card. There is no partial effect between family support for behavior in mothers on the utilization of the GMS card. There is no partial effect between the role of health workers of behavior in mothers on the utilization of the GMS card. Next. Discussion. Good knowledge can influence good behavior as well due to positive behavior change influenced by knowledge factor. Mothers who know the benefits of GMS will apply their knowledge into their behavior by enduring them to do well for their toddler head. There is no partial relationship between the role of health workers with the behavior of mother using KMS because there are other factors that influence behavior. There is no influence of family support with using KMS behavior because small family support will not change their behavior to negative as long as they know the importance of their toddler health by knowing how to use KMS so that it directly influences KMS utilization behavior. Next. Conclusion. Family support and role of health workers has no partial effect on behavior in mothers on the utilization of the KMS card. However, knowledge has the most significance on it. Good knowledge has a positive impact on behavior because high knowledge makes mothers more aware of the importance of using KMS so that it motivates good behavior in using KMS. Next. Thank you. Hopefully it useful. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks for Mom Endah for your best perform for today. And then I remember for all of the participants, if you have the question for the presentator for today, you can write at the Zoom column chat. Okay, the next presentation will bring from Ikke Winar Rachmawaty, Mrs. Ika, Mrs. Ikke. Okay, please unmute your microphone. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Is my voice clearly in your place?
Halo, Assalamualaikum.
Okay, Waalaikumsalam. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. For today, Mrs. Ika will bring the presentation with the title Factor that Influence the Implementation of the Information System Report Online on the Hospital in Kediri Regency. Okay, I will share. Okay, for Mrs. Ika, your time 10 minutes for bring this presentation. The time is start for now. Mrs. Ika, please unmute your microphone. Mrs. Ika, Mrs. Ika. Mrs. Ika. Please unmute your microphone. Okay, Mrs. Ika. Can you hear me? Okay,
Yes,
maybe
I can
better.
hear you.
Okay. Okay, you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Please present your presentation. Your time
Yes.
start for now.
Yes. Thank you very much for your time for me. Factor that influence the implementation of the information system report online on the hospital in Kediri regions. Next. The problem because the low level of execution on the online SICH report at district hospital in Kediri. And the purpose find out the factor that influence the implementation of online SICH in Kediri district. Next. Methods. We use research approach based quantitative because the process of finding knowledge that use data in the form of number as a tool to analyze information about what we want to know. Next. Next. Research design with cross-sectional. Independent variables and dependence are observed or measured one time at the same time. Factor for independent, this motivation, knowledge, reward, sanction.
Nomor 100.
Then factor from dependent analysis report. Next. Population, there were 284 involved at the hospital. To find sample, we use formula. In this formula, example with stratified random sampling are sampling techniques with regard to a level strata in the population. Next. There is hospital with classification B. There is at RSUD Kare, there is almost 92 people. Hospital with classification C, there are almost 25 people. And Aura Sifa, 11 people. Hospital with classification D, there is RS Suryamati, there's 3 people. City Khotijah, 4 people. RS Amelia, 1 people. RS Wilujeng, 9 people.
RS Argausata, 1 people. Hospital with special Kasi, there is RS Kasi Bunda, there is just 2 people. Next. There is influence between motivation, knowledge, reward, sanction to online SICH report. Next. Research hypothesis hits 0. There is no influence between motivation, knowledge, reward, sanction to online SICH report. Next. And I'm activity doing at July 2019. My location plan in the hospital at Kediri district. Next. And the result is the finding found that the majority of respondents had moderate motivation as many as 91 response or 54 point
Sorry.
of 112 respondents is 67.4.
Okay, for Mrs. Ikke, maybe better you put off your earphone. Put off your earphone, unplug your earphone. Okay, maybe some problem at your earphone, so you can unplug your earphone.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's so clearly. Okay, please
Oh, so
next.
clearly with
Yeah.
this. Oh, yes. And the result is the finding found that majority of respondents had moderate motivation, as many as 91 respondents or 54.8%. Most respondents have knowledge in the medium category of 112 respondents or 67.4%. Most respondents had a high category reward of 93 respondents or 56.1%. Most respondents had a discrepancy with the sanction provided by HDA respondent of 56.3%. So most respondents lack in conducting SICH online report as many as 141 respondents or 85.3%. The result of study using the logistic regression tests showed that the most influence variable with alpha value of 0.006 more than 0.05, then H0 has rejected and H1 was accepted. So it was concluded that there was a significant effect on the motivation of officer in the implementation of SICH online at hospital in Kediri regions. Please, next. The effectiveness of implementation SICH online in the hospital can be influenced by the motivation of officer in implementation SICH online. The knowledge of officers in carrying out SICH online rewards and sanctions received by officers. However, to be more effective, in order to increase the motivation of officers to be willing to do SICH online reporting routinely and correctly. Next. Thank you very much for your attention. That's all my presentation today. Hopefully it will give benefit for us. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for Mrs.
Yes.
Ikke. I remembering for all of the participants in this room that you can fulfill the attendance list and the questionnaire form at the chat column at the Zoom. And you have the question for the presenter for today. You can write your question at the Zoom column chat. Okay, the next is the presentation by Mrs. Desi Nur Ariana. Mrs. Desi. Mrs. Desi Nur Ariana, please unmute your microphone. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Can you hear can you hear my voice?
Yes, I hearing.
Okay. For today, Mrs. Desi will bring the presentation with the title Analysis of Factor Influencing Outpatients Interest in Revisiting at the Sutojaya Public Health Center, Blitar Regency. Wait a moment, I will share the PowerPoint. Okay, Mrs. Desi, I will give you 10 minutes for the presentation. You can start for now.
Okay, thank you for the time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Honorable Mrs. Ratri as a moderator and all participants. Before I present my research, I want to introduce myself. My name is Desi Nur Ariana. I am a dentist. Today I will present my research under the title Analysis of Factors Influencing Outpatients' Interest in Revisiting at Sutojaya Public Health Center Blitar Regency. Next. The background of my research is a person's interest in services is related to the ability of this service provider to provide care. Someone's interest in services with this service provider in providing satisfaction. Customer satisfaction can be defined as a great quality or good quality satisfaction broadly. Satisfaction is broadly related to the overall quality that is interconnected. Financing, distribution channels, quality assurance of use, and aspects of morality or employee performance of service organization. Next. The design of my research is analytic with design with cross-sectional studies. The venue and time in Sutojaya Community Health Center Blitar Regency at 18 November until 18 December 2019. The subject of the research is total population of 1171 respondents, and we are taken by simple random sampling to 298 respondents. That is, it's respondent that only observed once and measurement were made on character status or object variable at the time examination by questionnaire type. Next. There are 4 dependent variables. One, perception. Second, service quality. Third, infrastructure. And the last is attitude. And I have one independent variable, that is interest in repeat visits. We use analysis with quantitative analytic with cross-sectional approach and using linear regression type. Next. The result is 1. Influence of perception of interest with a significant value of 0.340. So it is concluded that partially there is influence of perception of the interest of visiting a patient. The majority, 51% of respondents had sufficient perception, but there were some respondents who had poor perception of the officer and everything that was in the puskesmas. At the 33.2%. The respondents considered there are several things that must be improved. It's related to the patient trust in the ability of health workers. Where most respondents lack confidence in the capability of health workers. This was also due to the officers being considered not fast in responding to patient complaints. Housing, the services provided are not in accordance with patient expectations. The second result, the effect of service quality on interest with a significantly value of 0.000. So it concludes that there is a partial effect of the quality of healthcare services on the interest of patient visits. Most respondents rate the quality of service in the category of 55%. In addition, 31.2% respondents had poor service quality category, whereas the two to the puskesmas not yet providing home visit for certain patients. Patients consider the officer doesn't provide an explanation for the flow of services. The third result, influence of infrastructure on interest with a significant value of 0.009. So it concludes that partially there is influence of the completeness of infrastructure on interest of outpatient visits. Most respondents rate infrastructure in full category of 63.8% respondents, while 38.2% respondents rate infrastructure in the incomplete category, where it was due to the puskesmas not yet providing mobile puskesmas that could reach remote areas and availability that can be used if there is a fire. There is no information about the location of the APAR and how it's to use by visitors. The last result by effect of attitude on interest with a significant value of 0.001. So it is concluded that partially there is an influence of attitude of health workers towards the interest of visiting a patient. Most respondents have a positive category attitude of 60.1% respondents, while a total of 39.9% respondents had a negative attitude. I'm sorry. The negative attitude is caused by the patient wanting to be given excellent service. However, due to the limited ability of health workers in fulfilling all the visits of the patient houses, the patient who think the officer is not good at providing services and not being there too. The simultaneous result, perception, service quality, infrastructure, and attitude of health workers towards the interest of revisiting a patient with a significant value of 0.00. So it concludes that together they are towards the interest of revisiting a patient with a magnitude of influence of 73.4%. The conclusion from my research is perception, quality of service, infrastructure, and attitude of health workers must be interpreted by health service providers wherever and whenever. It has a large role in increasing patient interest in conducting repeat visits or revisiting to the social health center. Thank you. Thank you for the attention.
Okay, thank you for your best presentation for Mrs. Desi Nur Ariana. I hope can be the benefit for the next day. Mrs. Puji Lestari, please turn on your microphone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Is my voice is so clearly in your place?
Yes.
Okay. So the next presentation will be bring by Mrs. Puji Lestari with the title Analysis of the Couple Under Fertilized Egg Interest Choose IUD as a Contraception Method based on the factor affecting in a public health center of Sukiwaras. Okay, I will share your material, but wait a moment. Okay, for Mrs. Puji, I give you time 10 minutes.
Okay.
Your time start for now.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Miss. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Puji Lestari. I am work in Public Health Center of Sukiwaras. I will presentasi my research. The title is Analysis of Couple Under Fertilized Egg Interest Choose IUD as a Contraception Method based on factor affecting and Public Health Center of Sukiwaras. Next. Background. From the data is known if number of couple under fertilized egg in Public Health Center of Sukiwaras, Bojonegoro is tidak kelihatan angkanya. Kelihatan. 7,219 egg people. Of all total amount, 175 couple under fertilized egg choose IUD as contraception method. Presentasi of couple under fertilized egg choose IUD and total of couple under fertilized egg in Public Health Center of Sukiwaras, Bojonegoro is 2%, 339%. This number is very low. Because of that, research do the research about couple under fertilized egg interest choose IUD as contraception method. Next. This is a population and sample. Population in this research is 175 respondents, include all couple under fertilized egg that choose IUD as contraception method. Next. Variable dependent and independent. Dependent variable, couple under fertilization interest, choose IUD as contraception method. Independent variable, 1. Quality of service, 2. Couple under fertilization confidence, 3. Culture environment, 4. Family support. Next. This is cross-tabulation, quality of service, and couple under fertilization interest choose IUD as contraception method. From the table is no, respondents say factor quality of service is good and having interest use IUD as their contraception method. 52 respondents or 43% from total 122 respondents. Next. Cross-tabulation couple under fertilization confidence and couple under fertilization interest choose IUD as contraception method. From the table is no, respondents say factor couple under fertilization feel confidence and having interest use IUD as their contraception method. 66 respondents or 54% from total 122 respondents. Next. Cross-tabulation, culture environment, and couple under fertilization interest choose IUD as contraception method. From the table is no, respondents say culture environment have effect and having interest use IUD as their contraception method. 67 respondents or 54% from total 122 respondents. Next. Cross-tabulation, family support, and couple under fertilization interest choose IUD as contraception method. From the table is no, respondents say family gives support and having interest use IUD as their contraception method. 45 respondents or 44% from total 122 respondents. Next. Logistic regression, the test couple under fertilization confidence to interest in use IUD as contraception method. From the univariate test result from independent variable couple under fertilization confidence above, no p-value is 0,013 small 0,025. So, variable couple under fertilization confidence qualify as candidate in multivariate test. Next. Logistic regression, test quality of service to interest in use IUD as contraception method. From the univariate test result, from independent variable quality of service above, no p-value is 0,001, small 0,025. So, variable quality of service qualify as candidate is in multivariate test. Next. Logistic regression test culture environment to interest in use IUD as contraception method. From the univariate test result, from independent variable culture environment above, no p-value is 0,001, small 0,025. So, variable
Okay.
culture environment qualify as candidate is multivariate test.
Okay, Mam Puji, 2 minutes
Yes.
left ya. 2 minutes left.
Yes. Logistic regression test family support to interest in use IUD as contraception method. From the univariate test result, from independent variable family support above, no p-value is 0,016, small 0,025. So, variable family support qualify as candidate in multivariate test. Next. From the table above that show multivariate test result is known if quality of service has highest or value. So quality of service mostly influence couple under fertility age choose IUD as contraception method and culture environment has lost OR value. It means HO that say if quality of service mostly influence couple under fertility age was assessed. Next discussion. The results show next month. Next. 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 Yes. Conclusion 1. Quality of service, couple under fertility, confidence, culture, environment, and family support are factors in affect couple under fertility interest use IUD as contraception method. 2. From the logistic regression test, from all factors, quality of service has highest score and culture environment has low score. So, quality of service mostly influence couple under fertility age choose IUD as their contraception method. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, have done, Mrs. Puji.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, thanks for your presentation. I hope can be the benefit for the next day.
You're welcome.
Okay, the next presentation will be bring by Mrs. Suharti. Okay, Mrs. Suharti, you can hear my voice?
Yes, I can. I can hear.
Okay, it's so good than before. Okay. Today, Mrs. Suharti will be bring the presentation with the title Analysis of Factor Affecting the Completeness of Antenatal Care or ENC Examination in Bojonegoro Regency.
Oh,
Wait a minute, I will share your material. Okay, for Mrs. Suharti, I will give you 10 minutes for the presentation. You can start for now.
yes, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everybody. I will introduce myself. My name is Suharti from Bojonegoro Regency. I work as a midwife at the Kesongo Public Health Center in Bojonegoro Regency. I will deliver a presentation on the research result with the title Analysis of Factor Affecting the Completeness of Antenatal Care or INC Examination in Bojonegoro Regency. Next. Background. Antenatal care is aimed at pregnant women not only during illness and requires care, but it is the supervision and care of pregnant avoid abnormalities in pregnancy. Antenatal care is very important to ensure the process of pregnancy, childbirth until the puerperium so that the process can run normally and healthy. Next. Maternal mortality rate in Indonesia, according to SDKI 2013, is 359 per 100,000. In Bojonegoro, in 2017, there were 17, and in 2018, there were 27, and 2018, there were 26. Public health center with ANC level of Q4 coverage still lower than 36 health center in Bojonegoro. In Kesongo, 69%, Kepong Baru, 79.2%, Kedung Adem, 80.6%, Sukewaras, 85.2%. Next. Methods. Design study of observational method with a cross-sectional approach. And time and location, Bojonegoro, January until February 2020. Population and sample, population 151. Sampling technique, purpose sampling technique. Sample 110. Next. Dependent variable, the completeness of antenatal care checks from pregnant women. Independent variable, maternal knowledge, family support, the role of posyandu, cadres, the role of health workers, and infrastructure. Data analysis, the validity test is done by using a comparison of the calculated R value and R table, while the reliability test was carried out using the calculation of the Cronbach alpha value. Next. Results, Mother X, education and occupation. Mother X less than 20 years, there are 29.26%. 21 to 34 years, there are 54.59%. Over 35 years, there are 27.25%. Education, junior high school, senior high school and academies and university. Occupation, housewife, farmer, private worker, and government employees. Next. Cross-tabulation mother knowledge to competence INC examination. From the table is known, respondents have good knowledge about competence INC and have competence INC examination is 68 respondents or 43% from total 110 respondents. Next. Cross-tabulation family support to competence INC examination. From the table is known, respondents have family support about competence INC and have competence INC examination is 45 respondents or 40.91% from total 110 respondents. Next. Cross-tabulation posyandu cadre support to competence INC examination. From the table is known, respondents have support from posyandu cadres and have competence INC examination is 42 respondents or 80.18% from total 110 respondents. Next. Cross-tabulation role of health workers to competence INC examination. From the table is non-respondent that say health workers have a role of a competence INC examination and have competence INC examination is 55 respondents or 50% from total 110 respondents. Next. Cross-tabulation facilities and infrastructure to competence INC examination. From the table is non-respondent that say if facilities and infrastructure poor and have not completed ANC examination is 40 respondents or 36.36% from total 110 respondents. Next. Multivariate test between independent and dependent variable using binary logistic regression methods. From the table above that show multivariate test result is known as role of health workers as has OIR value, so role of health workers mostly affected competence of ANC examination and mother knowledge has lost OIR value. It means that role of health workers is mostly affecting competence of ANC examination. Next. Next. Conclusion, factor of mother knowledge, family support, the role of compassion educators, the role of healthy workers and health service infrastructure simultaneously affect the completeness of ANC examination in Bojonegoro Regency or p-value 0.000 and R square value 0.596 or 59.6%. The role of health workers is the most dominant factor affecting the completeness of ANC examination in Bojonegoro Regency. Next. Okay, I would like to thank Mrs. Pipa and Mrs. Katmini as the supervisor and all the teaching lectures at Ikke Strada, Kediri, and also of my friends. I think that's enough. Thank you for your attention. More or less, sorry.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Suharti, for your best presentation for today.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, I hope to keep spirit for all of the participants in this room. The next is the last presentation will be bring by Tim from Mrs. Erni Tri Indarti. Okay. Unmute. Okay, Mrs. Erni. Okay, keep spirit ya. Okay. Okay.
The last participant.
Okay, the last participant.
Yes.
Okay, for today, Mrs. Erni will be bringing the presentation with the title "Water Boiling Slowly Affect Blood Pressure in the Elderly Hypertension."
Yes. Okay.
Okay, wait a moment. Okay, Mrs. Erni, the time for presentation is 10 minutes. Please, the time is start for now.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay. Yes. Thanks for moderator. My name is Erni Tri Indarti and my team is Lexi Oktora Wilda and Yiyin Novitasari. The title is Water Boiling Salary Effect Blood Pressure in Elderly with Hypertension. Next. Okay, one of the degenerative diseases which is a heart problem in the world is hypertension. Many elderly people who try to blood pressure use chemical antihypertension to drug every day, but not using herbal remedies because the treatment non-pharmacological cannot be as fast to lower the blood pressure quickly. Next. What with nearly 1 billion people of about a quarter of the adult and elderly population have high blood pressure. This number tend to increase every year. And the WHO in 2013 in Africa, while in America is the lowest. But in Indonesia, prevalence of hypertension is majority 65 until 74 years old. And in Indonesia, majority more 75 years. Not and then majority is not drink drug routine. And next. Okay, high blood pressure is commonly found in patients who are elderly because this is close related to the aging process in a person, and structure and functional change in the peripheral visceral system are responsible for blood pressure that occurs in the elderly. And then hypertension control because the longer the exercise pressure on the artery will result in damage many vital organ in the body. Next. Next. Okay. There are two ways of treatment hypertension is pharmacological and non-pharmacological. Pharmacological using antihypertensive drug, and then non-pharmacological using by lost weight in obese and diet low in the salt and fat, change life habit, exercise regularly, as well complementary therapy and regular blood pressure control. According to Apriliano, giving uh, celery water has been practiced by the public for a long time because celery is to contain apigenin, which can prevent narrowing of blood pressure, blood vessel, and patiatis, which can relax artery, muscle, or relax blood vessel. And then therefore celery can be used as an alternative choice for non-pharmacological because the celery is high in nutrient with vitamin A, B1, B2, and B6, and vitamin C. And addition, celery is rich in potassium, folic acid, calcium, magnesium, iron, phosphorus, sodium, and contain a lot of essential ammonium acid. Next. And the purpose of this research to determine the influence of water boiling celery against blood pressure in the elderly with hypertension. Next. And then on the method, the research design use pre-experiment with one group pre-post-test design, and then the population of all hypertensive elderly at Posyandu, elderly Brunung, Liman Village, Sawahan District, Nganjuk, Regency, with a total 24 elderly, which March 2 until 8 2020 sample of total sampling, and then measuring blood pressure using a sphygmomanometer in first day and 8 day, giving celery boil water 2 times a day and once drink 100 cc in the morning at 10 a.m. and afternoon 4 p.m. for 7 days. Next. Okay, the research majority in respondent is consumption drug pharmacological, and then the blood pressure, I use scala ordinal, and then Richard Wilcoxon's signaling range, p-value is 0.035, more than alpha 0.05. So, and the hypothesis is good. Next. And discuss blood pressure is influenced by many factors: age, stress, gender, and medicine. Men have highest risk factor because the men also have morbidity and mortality, some cardiovascular disease, and then men have a smoking habit. So men have a high risk to hypertension, and men will, according to Mansur, men generally more hypertension than women because the men have a more factor stress, fatigue, and uncontrolled eating. And then basically celery leaf contain a lot of diuretic, so the can increase blood pressure. Next. Meanwhile, according to Bakri, celery leaf lower blood pressure because the celery can function as antioxidant and then to suffer from high blood pressure. And then the consistent with research conducted by Delhi Marta because the celery contain flavonoid, yes, to stress hormone in our blood. And according to Mukhadam et al., the community has been practicing celery for a long time. So alternative non-pharmacological to hypertension control blood pressure. Next.
Okay, Mom, 2 minutes left, yeah?
Yes. Next. And conclusion, whether bullying salary affect blood pressure in elderly with hypertension. So can alternative non-pharmacological. Okay, enough. Thanks for your attention.
Okay, thank you for the last presentation, Mrs. Erni Tri Indarti. Okay, it's so interesting for the topic about the blood pressure and the salary. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, before I end our meeting for today, I would like to share the information regarding the registration of the new student at the Extrada Indonesia. That Extrada Indonesia have 3 faculties. That is the Faculty of Health, Faculty of Nursing, and the Postgraduate Faculty. For the Faculty of Health, there are study program, Diploma 3 Radiology, Bachelor of the Public Health, Bachelor of the Pharmacist, and Bachelor of the Hospital Administration. And the Faculty of Nursing, there are Bachelor of the Nursing, Nurse Profession, Bachelor of Midwifery, Diploma for Midwifery, Diploma 3 Midwifery, and Midwifery Profession. At the Faculty of the Postgraduate Studies, there are a Master of the Public Health and a Master of the Nursing. If you want to join at the Estrada Indonesia, you can access at the www.pmb.iik-strada.ac.id. Okay, for all of the participants, if you have some question for the all of the participants, you can write at the column chat at the Zoom. Okay, because no question for this session, before I end the meeting and announce the best presentation for today, I hope all of the participants please turn on your video. Okay, for all of the participants, I hope turn on the videos. Okay, turn off the video. Give the best pose. Okay. Okay, I want to count. Please give the best pose. 1, 2, 3. Okay, once again with the symbol of the Extra Day Indonesia, like this. Okay, I will count. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's so nice. Well, it's a nervous session because I will announce the best presentation, especially from the room 3. Okay, so I will announce who is the best presentator for today. We congratulate to Mr. Adita Angga Pratama, Eskap Nurse MKes, with the topic factor effective the satisfaction of first class independent health insurance or BPJS participant in the Usada Kerta Hospital. Is Mr. Andita in the room? Mr. Andita? Okay, maybe Mr. Andita? Okay. Yeah, Mr. Andita maybe have some agenda. Okay, congratulations for all of the participants for the best perform for today. And special for the Mr. Andita because as the best presentation for today. As appreciation, then the commit will provide the certificate, the best presentation, and you are entitled to follow the next international conference even free of change. Okay, I would like to thanks for all of the presenters and the participant for the good best presentation for today. Hopefully this presentation will give us benefit. And thank you for the attention, especially me, Yeni Musika Dwi Rahayu, and Mrs. Ratri as the moderator for this room. I have to big apology for every mistake and see you at the next international conference. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.